Hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. This is Allie.
Hi.
I'm Mark. Together, we're Foto. We've got quite a following on the internet, and a lot of people are asking us, hey, how do you guys get such great portrait shots? What kind of lighting are you using? What's your setup like? How big is your studio space? Believe it or not, we shoot almost all of our headshots in our 3-bedroom apartment. Right now, what you're looking at is our dining area. So we just converted it into a headshot studio, and what we'd like to do is share with you our technique and the lighting that we're using. The modifiers, the type of strobes. It's not that expensive. I mean, equipment costs, right? But we're gonna show you what we're using, and hopefully it will help you get similar shots and help you get started with your creative process with doing headshot portraiture. What Allie and I work with in our home studio is we have an Alien B800, it's a strobe with a beauty dish and a sock on it, which is just a diffuser. And then down below, we have a strip light with another Alien B800. And then behind us, we set another Alien B800, so 3 strobes totally that we're working with. We really like the Alien B strobes. We did a lot of research, looked at a lot of images from a lot of other professional photographers, and what we found was the flash tubes in the Alien B bring out detail like you wouldn't even believe. You take a shot with one of these things, you pull it up on your computer screen, and then look at the eyes. The detail in there, that's going to define it. Very simple to use. When you buy an Alien B800 by itself, you get the strobe unit, you get the 7-inch reflector. That's the silver thing right here. It just pops on and off like that. Very simple. On the back, the controls are very simple. You have a flash tube mount. Let me show you. The flash tube's the circular thing. In the middle, we don't have a modeling lamp in this one, but it's just a lamp that threads in the center there. So, when you're setting up your lighting in your studio, you can move this slider to the right or to the left. You go to the left, it's dimmer. To the right, it's brighter. Now there's 3 buttons here. Well, actually 4. This is the test button, so when you push this, it's gonna just pop the flash tube real quick. You also have a modeling lamp that you can turn on by pushing this button. You have a track light. What that means is as you move this lever, the slider left or right, it's going to increase the intensity on your modeling lamp or decrease it. And then this one is cycle button. And what that does is when you fire the shutter on your camera, it shuts off the modeling lamp and fires the tube. That's your strobe light. So you really got to do a few test shots. You can do it tethered, or you can just look at the image display on your camera and just adjust it accordingly until you get the right exposure for the person that you're shooting. Everybody has a little different skin tone. Your white balance may shift a bit. This is what we found. So you got to check it out. Get it all dialed in. Things we do for the background lighting is we use a grid. So I bought this grid kit from Palsy Buff, the ones that manufacture the AB800. And it has a 10-degree grid, a 20-degree grid, a 30-degree grid, and a 40-degree grid. And so all that is, all right, here's 10 degrees. It's gonna pull the light in tighter on the background. 10, 20, 30, 40. And depending on the size of your background and how many people are in your shot, you may just wanna take the grid out altogether. So this goes down and faces the back of the photo gray paper that we're using here. We like this light down here because it puts a little extra catch light in the bottom of the eye. This puts a circular catch light above the eye, but you can adjust the lighting on these to get it so that it's not in the pupil. Catch light's key, particularly for headshots. And then this one here in the background just gives a really pleasant glow. We work with the Thunder Gray, but we also work with the super white backdrop. It depends if you want to go high key, it depends on who you're shooting, it depends on the color of their skin, the shape of their hair, a lot of things to take into consideration. But right now, like I said, we're working with 3 strobes. off-camera strobes. Alien B800 up here, beauty dish, Alien B down here in a strip box, Alien B back here with a grid in it to tighten the pattern up of light spread on the Thunder Gray seamless paper. So, one of the things that is a bit of a challenge when you're working in a tight space, like I said, this is 10 by 5 by 10 by 5 feet. One of the challenges is working with the distance to who you're photographing. Remember, this is for headshots. And the distance from them to the background. The background, a lot of times, is most flattering when it's out of focus, so it's nice and smooth, nice and creamy, whatever color you're using. But it makes it more challenging for the photographer. So the photographer's gonna have to come in kind of tight. So one thing you may want to take into consideration is the focal length of your lens. One of our favorite lenses to work with in this tight of space is a 24 millimeter to 105 millimeter lens. It has a nice zoom range. You can when you zoom in, you can kind of get the edges where the background falls off. Get that out of the shot. You want to try to get the whole shot in the full frame, whether you're using an APC size sensor or you're using a full frame sensor. So you want to keep that in mind. Try to get the whole shot in camera through the viewfinder. So what I wanted to point out is that when you're working in a small space like this, it gets pretty tight for the lighting. So we have basically almost 3 feet between the strip light and the beauty dish. So if you can see Allie here, so she's a little bit shorter, so she likes to use a step stool. The reason why is because you want who you're photographing to be kind of looking up a little bit so that you get the catch light in the eye. So we want a catch light from the strip along the bottom, but not right in the middle of the pupil. And we want the catch light from the beauty dish above the pupil. It's very flattering. It's all about flattery. If you're taking a portrait of somebody, it's not flattering, not a good portrait. So you gotta pay attention to the catch light. You also gotta pay attention to the jawline. So one of the things that makes a headshot really flattering is to define the jawline. So the best method to use is have your model bring their chin down a little bit and then go forward slightly. It's a little bit uncomfortable for them because it's not a natural position, but the way the lighting falls is it defines this line here and the chin. If you're just relaxed like this, what happens is you lose the shadow along the jawline and it just kind of melts into the neck. Not flattering. That's the key about headshot photography. It has to be flattering. If it's not flattering, not a good portrait. So, Sophia's gonna bring her chin down a little bit, bring her jaw out, and then the other trick is the tongue. Push it against the back side of the top teeth. Like this. It's kind of funky, but it works. It works really well. This is gonna help, like I said, bring Sophia's face up a little bit so we get both that catch light in her eyes. So you can see how tight she's working here, right? You just have to pay attention that you don't catch the light in your shot. The other thing is that the background that we're using is only like 53 inches, 54 inches. So you want to frame it so that you don't have a big gap on the side where you're picking up the wall behind it. So the tight space makes it a little challenging. But like I said, if you're using something like a 24 to 105 or something within that range, you can zoom in and out, move your stool back and forth, but you're gonna have to get in kind of tight to get the shot. So Allie, can you frame a good shot on Sophia, and then let's see how it works out here. Hey, so Allie and Mark, Foto, Musician A, Musician B, we just wanted to thank you for taking the time out to come and check out our video. We hope it's been very helpful for you, and we really appreciate your feedback. And we'd really appreciate it if you go check out our work. At the end of the clip, you'll see our URLs to where we post our photography, and we love comments, absolutely love comments, and we deeply appreciate them. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch us. We really appreciate it.